Hey guys, Jacob here, New Sounds and Old, coming to you from Denmark. And it's time for me to talk about my picks at Record Store Day 2021, drop number one. Everyone else has done a video by now, and finally, this is Monday night. I have a chance to do a video of my own. Um, I live in the sticks in Denmark, and I have this same store that I go to every year or for every record store day, and that's in Copenhagen. So that's it takes me about an hour and 10, 15 minutes to drive there, and I make sure that I'm always at least in the top, or I aspire to, or I try to be at least in the top 10 in the queue, um, or between the first 10 in the queue, because I know that is about as many people as they let in the first go. My store has a very strict way of doing it. They only let in this year it was eight. I guess because of COVID and because of I mean the store is pretty big, but the area where they keep the record store day releases is quite small, and so they only let in eight people. I was second in line. I was in my car out here at 3:40 a.m. And I was at the store at around 5 a.m. A good friend of mine who was always in the queue with me for every record store day beat me with about 30 seconds in becoming first in line. But everything's good, and uh, the thing is that it's almost always the same guys in the front of the queue, and we always help each other out when we go into the store. I mean, when we're in the queue, we always talk to each other. So, what are you after? What are you after? What are you after? You know, what are you looking for? And so we kind of know what everyone wants to to get. And when we go through the crates and we find records that the person next to you in line wants, you know take the record and hand it to him. That's how we do it. Um, there's no, as we say in Danish, sharp elbows. It's all we're all just one big happy vinyl family. And even if there's only one record or one copy of this record that you want, but the guy who was in front of you in the queue also wants it, well then it's a gentleman's sport. You hand it to the other guy because he was first in line to begin with. So things are always great in line. And so I got there at 5 a.m. Store opened at 8, so we had the usual 3 hour wait. But it was good to catch up with the other guys in the queue. I had about 7 items that was on my want list, and I got all of them. Sadly, this time around, I think that there were absolutely uh, no U.S. releases available in, at least in Denmark. I don't know about the rest of Europe, but my store has some very good connections in the U.S. And they were just not at all able to get any of the U.S. Special records for this record store day. And it looks like it might be the same for the July drop. So this year, the US, I guess, is keeping it tight, and none of the US special releases are available. But that's how it is. The 7 records that I wanted and that I got, my absolute number one want um, is this one. This is the British singer Rasheen Murphy, who you may know from the project from the 90s and the noughts called Moloko. She did an album last year. I don't have it right here, right now, called Roshin Machine. And This is a remix album of her album from last year. It's called Crooked Machine because all of the songs are remixed by a guy who calls himself Crooked Man, as it says on the hype sticker here. Um, Double record, 9 tracks, think the original album had 10 tracks, but anyways, these are amazing remixes. It's out on Spotify if you want to listen to it. I don't think that this was available in the US. I think this was a Europe release only, but it is an amazing record. Some really cool remixes. We're talking electronic music. The album that Rasheen did last year is kind of like spacey, trippy, disco, pop feel. And this goes maybe a bit more electronic, a bit more at times house, progressive house, techno-ish at times maybe. But it's a really, really good record. Very happy that I got this. My number one want. And the second one that I really wanted, which was no problem in getting that as well, is Fela Kuti and Africa 70 with the album Open and Close. This is the 50-year anniversary release out on Knitting Factory Records. So originally released in 71. This has not been reissued in a while. I think not since mid or late 90s has it been out on vinyl. It has this gold obi kind of thing here, which is, I guess, looks pretty cool. Cover is just really amazing. Some really cool pictures of Fela and the band. And then the record is the red and yellow butterfly, which kind of should match the cover. The actual record itself, I put the hype stickers on this, what do you call it, inner sleeve here. The actual record, well, is it red and yellow? No, not really. Is it? It's more like a red and orange thing. Is it the same effect as the cover? Well, kind of, but not really. You know, it's always hard to get something like that right, I guess. But this does not look really like a butterfly, and it's not really yellow. It's more orangey, but it just does not take anything away from the amazing music that is on this record here. And I am very, very happy that I got this. This was a popular item in the queue, I can tell you. But once again, being second in line, I had no problems in picking up this. So very chuffed about that one. Also, the same goes for this one. This is Scottish post-rock band Mogwai, and the soundtrack to, I think, a British TV series called 000, which deals with drugs and cocaine and so on, out on a double white vinyl LP set. This is mostly instrumental, if not all instrumental. And this was released in 2020, and this is the first vinyl release this album sees. So happy to get that. I'm always looking for any new Mogwai release. Next one is this album here, Supernova Samba Funk from Panda Black Rio. Panda Black Rio are a band from Brazil who started out in the 70s, who had made some really killer, once again mainly instrumental albums in the 70s. Then they went away for a while and came back, went away for a while and came back, and so on and so on. This is their latest, I believe, studio album from 2011, and this is, I think, the first reissue of that album. It's out on Far Out Recordings. It actually has two extra tracks, or two additional tracks rather, from the 2011 album release, or vinyl release. It's out on limited edition yellow vinyl, and this time round I think they got the yellow bit right. Looks indeed very yellow. So Brazilian funk, samba, yeah, it's just, if you like Brazilian music, and you know that I do, This is an amazing album. It features guest vocals from legends such as Gilberto Gil, Caetano Veloso, Elsa Soares, Seu Jorge. Guest musicians on here include Cesar Camargo Mariano. So yeah, it's just a stellar cast on this record here. And if you're into Brazilian samba music, um, you know, do what you can to find this album here. Very very cool. Staying in the Brazilian vibe, the next one that I really wanted is this 7-inch box set released by Mr. Bongo, the brilliant British record label, Mr. Bongo. So this is a 7-inch vinyl set, um, curated by a guy called DJ Markey. I'm not sure who that is. The hype sticker that was on the shrink wrap is here. Really beautiful box. And the individual singles are just packed in these generic black um, inner sleeves here with the information on here as you would want it to be. So this box set here features, among others, Marcos Valle, Robson Jorge, and Lincoln Oliveto, Orlandivo, Joyce, Bebeto, Trio Mokoto, Som Três. Yeah, it's just an amazing track list. Can you see that? Maybe if my ugly face gets out of the way, you can see it. So, why did I buy a five-piece 7-inch vinyl set? Well, I'm starting to delve into DJing a bit, and I mean, first of all, these are amazing tracks, and some of them I don't have on any other format. The All in Devo song here is features on All in Devo's self-titled album from '72 or '73, where an original costs like thousands of dollars. The reissue that was done in the Netherlands in 2012 and 13 costs like $200 or whatever. And this is a good way to at least get one of the songs, and with some other great songs that I can use if and when I have the chance to do some DJing again. So very happy about that. And the two final items that I really wanted are these two EPs by British alt rock band Elbow. This is the Newborn EP, and this is the Any Day Now EP. So these two songs were featured on Elbow's debut album called Asleep in the Back. Asleep in the Back, released in 2011. So this is to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the release of the debut. The Newborn EP, I mean, these are both 10-inch records, and the Newborn EP is on a blue vinyl, and let me just get this out of the way again. The Any Day Now EP is, well, it's stated to be a red vinyl, but to be fair, it's more like a burgundy color to match the cover, I guess. So this is the record. This is the cover. But yeah, happy to have these. I'm a huge fan of Elbow, the band. Also the body part, but mostly the band. And yeah, happy to get these. I think on both EPs, two of the songs are on the actual debut album, but still, it's a cool. These are cool items, and I'm happy to have that as a fan and a collector of Elbow records. Those were the 7 titles that I really wanted, and I got them all. I bought an additional 4 because I have too much money, I guess. First up is the next installment in the series for the Danish record label Music for Dreams. And they each year release a Record Store Day Summer Sessions compilation. I bought it last year. on a on a whim. I just saw it and I thought, this looks interesting. I know Music for Dreams. It's a Danish record label, as I said, and they focus on electronic music, but mostly like downbeat and not ambient, but like downbeat. Maybe some trip hop and maybe like flamenco-ish styles with some house beats on it. Uh, Balearic beats, I guess it's called, and so on. And I saw this, and this was fairly cheap. And I picked it up again this year. I just listened to it yesterday. The cover is empty. Record is on the turntable. I don't know if this makes much sense to you, but that's the track list here, and this is a really good compilation. Like six songs only, but yeah, very nice. And once again, songs that I can use, DJ wise. So the next one, I actually have a 70s reissue of this album already, and I was on the fence whether I wanted to buy this, but then I saw it and yeah, uh, and the cover is just so amazing. It's just such a great album. But I got Michael Weiner's Incredible Bongo Band and Bongo Rock. Sorry for the glare. It's a silver foil cover here. This classic cover with these two silvery hands playing the bongos. This, of course, features this is one of the most sampled records, I guess, in hip hop, as also the hype sticker says. Um, Assembled by Nas, Kanye West, Sugar Hill Gang, Jay-Z, Aphex Twin, DJ Shadow, to name but a few. This, of course, features their wonderful cover of. Can you see that at all? But it features the wonderful cover of the song Apache by The Shadows, I think, made it originally. That's the song that was used in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Will Smith's character and then his cousin Carlton do this dance, this like standoff dance. Um, and it has Let There Be Drums, it has Bongolia, it has dueling bongos, it has Inagata Davida, which is just, oh man, this album is just amazing. And I had to get, I guess, another cool pressing of this. This is out on Mr. No, this is also out on Mr. Bongo. It's just one of my favorite labels, and it is on a metallic silver record. Yeah, so be it. There's actually they've actually spelled a word wrong, and it's a word bongo, which is just ridiculous because it has the word bongo on here like a gazillion times. But track one on side two is apparently the dueling bangos. I don't know how they got that wrong, and the guy who proofread this should be fired. But yeah, Michael Weiner's Incredible Bongo Band, Bongo Rock. Maybe this was also just a Europe release only. I don't know. It's just a stellar album. Two more to go. This one I bought kind of on a whim. Also, I mean, I was going through all of the titles that was in the record store day, and I saw this album by Carla Whitney. The album's called Joker, Campbell, and the Super Sounds. And as I was going through the list meticulously, as I always do, I went on Spotify and listened to the record, and it's an amazing soul, funk album. Most of the songs are maybe down tempo, slow, soul ballady kind of songs, but there are 3 or 4 tracks here where the band just lets loose, and it's just funk. Funk galore. It's a really good album. This was originally released in 1975, I guess, on a small independent label, and the originals go for like up to $500 or something. This is the first ever reissue of this record here, and yeah, After listening to it on Spotify, I just thought that, you know, if I see this, I might grab it. It was kind of expensive, but yeah, I had to get it. It's just a black vinyl, and it's out on the record label Attic, who I don't really know much about. The final one that I got of the record store day titles is also something that I kind of bought on a whim. I I saw it in the list, and once again I checked it out on Spotify. The titles sounded appealing to me, and the music when I listened to it also. So this is Salah Ragab, and the album called Prism Music Unit Egypt Strut. So this was originally released in 1974, and it is jazz, but with an Egypt Oriental feel to it. There's a big band playing, and, um, and the cool thing about this, and I should really have, I guess, I should have really delved into this. The cool thing about this is that I don't know how, but somehow it says so all over the cover. It says Arab Republic of Egypt, Ministry of Culture, Foreign Cultural Relations, Prism Music Unit. So it seems like the the Egypt Ministry of Culture was somehow involved in the release of this album back in 1974. Um, the whole release and everything that comes with it is just amazing. First off, there's this small folder here, which I think, I don't know this, but I think that this might be a replica of something that was included in the original. I don't know. Maybe it was included in the original release back then. Uh, it's really cool. Then there's this small 8-page booklet, which tells you everything about the recording and everything about the musicians taking part in this recording, and and everything. And then there's finishes off with this really cool band photo. Um, and it it's a 2 album set, and I think originally it was only a 1 album set, but they've somehow discovered, or they have found some more recordings, and included them in this 2 LP set here. Look at the inner sleeves. How cool is that? Prism, not Prism, Prism Music Unit. Once again on the back here it says um, the Ministry of Culture, Arab Republic of Egypt, and so on. Yeah, this is just such a cool release, and also the labels here. I really love these because they feature a lot of Arab text. Um, these also might be uh, replicas of the original inner of the original labels. Sorry. Um, yeah, this is just so cool. Well, it's not a real replica because it says strut, which is the regular behind this reissue here. It says that on here as well. But yeah, that's a really cool release. And the music, if you're into jazz and you're into Arab music, and I love both Arab music and jazz. Um, so if you're feeling adventurous, if I mean you might not be into Middle Eastern or Arab music, but maybe if you give this album a chance, check it out on Spotify. It's also on YouTube somewhere. This might inspire you to go places where you've not been before. So yeah, check that out. Salah Rajab, maybe Egypt Struck. Those are the record store day titles that I picked up. I also picked up 2 or 3 more titles. I think I'm gonna, yeah, 2 more titles. I'm gonna show that in a different video. Um, yeah, that's it. I hope that you got what you wanted. Um, Hope that you had a great record store day. I'm already looking forward to the next one. I'll be up very early and being hopefully first online this time around. Yeah, that's it, guys. Until next time, see you. Bye bye.